My name is Cléan O'Farrelly. I'm Professor of Comparative Immunology here at Trinity College Dublin, and I'm Chair of the Cancer Research Committee at the Irish Cancer Society. The Irish Cancer Society has been the major funder of cancer research in Ireland since its inception in 1963, when of course only tiny sums of money were available to spend on cancer research. And so, considering there was such small sums of money available, there has been major impact. Research has been carried out into the mechanisms of cancer development, new ways of diagnosing cancer, and new ways of trying to identify new ways of treating cancer, and also trying to identify reasons why some patients don't respond to the treatments that we have. We've developed two new schemes. The first is the scholarship scheme, which is for young cancer researchers who want to do a PhD in their chosen topic. And the second is for fellowships who are already a little bit further along their career in cancer research, already have PhDs and some experience in cancer research, and who want to commit themselves to a lifetime in cancer research.
My name is Eva Szegezdi. I'm Hungarian originally. I arrived to Ireland 8 years ago as a postdoctoral researcher, and since then I work here in NUI Galway, and my main research area is cancer. So recently I got a funding from Irish Cancer Society. This is a research fellowship, and this fellowship will allow me to develop my own independent research group, and we are focusing on colorectal cancer research. Our immune system continuously screens our body for cancerous cells, and once the immune system encounters a cancerous cell, the cells will produce a molecule called TRAIL, and TRAIL will target and kill these tumor cells. This feature of the immune system is what we would like to use by artificially producing TRAIL. So with our collaborators, we engineered the TRAIL molecule to increase its stability. And once we increase the stability of the TRAIL molecule, it could kill 2 to 4 times more colon cancer cells than the original native TRAIL molecule.
My name is Pat Kiley. I'm from Tarleton, County Kerry, and I'm doing research here in University College Cork, which is funded by the Irish Cancer Society. This research is allowing me to get a better understanding of how cancer spread. So my research is predominantly focused with helping us understand how cancer cells break away from the primary tumour and why they decide to move away and set up secondary tumours. If we target this as our area of research, we believe that we will come up with the best chance of fighting cancer as a form of disease. It has well been established that cancer cells, when they're growing in the body, are constantly receiving signals. Some of these signals are telling the cancer cell about what nutrients are present outside the cell, and another set of these signals are telling the cancer cell about where it lies in the body and where it lies in relation to other cancer cells. So what we've discovered here at the University College Cork is that RAC1 is a wheel-type structure that lies in cancer cells and brings these two signaling processes together. When these two signaling processes are brought together, it results in making a cancer cell more aggressive and making a cancer cell move more quickly. This protein RAC1 was first discovered to be important in the brain, and we've found now that it's really important in helping cancer cells spread.
My name is Antoinette Perry, and I work at the Institute of Molecular Medicine based at St James's Hospital. The aim of my Irish Cancer Society Research Fellowship is to identify abnormalities that occur in our DNA and to use these as an early warning signal to detect the presence of aggressive prostate cancer. So we've just started a really exciting new study in the lab, working on a relatively new class of genes, and these genes were only discovered about 15 years ago in worms, and over the past couple of years they've been shown to be really important in cancer. They're called microRNA genes. As their name suggests, they're really tiny genes, and what's really unusual about them is that they don't actually make any end product in the cell. Instead, they act as a master switch and can turn off hundreds of other genes in the cell. And in cancer, this is really important because it means they regulate many different cellular processes. I find working in cancer research incredibly rewarding, that every day experiments that we're performing in the laboratory are addressing questions that we simply don't know the answers to, and nobody in the world knows the answers to, and that the answers that hopefully we'll come up with will help increase our knowledge of cancer.
My name is Maria Pertl and I'm doing a PhD in Trinity College in the School of Psychology, and I'm also collaborating with the Psychological Medicine Service in St James's Hospital. The aim of my research is to explore the causes of cancer-related fatigue. Well, fatigue is a symptom that affects nearly all patients that are treated for cancer, and it can be hugely distressing for patients. But we're still not clear on what actually causes fatigue, so it's very difficult to treat the symptom. I really hope that my research will help us to better understand the causes of fatigue and why some patients continue to experience fatigue long after their treatment is finished. I'm really proud to be an Irish Cancer Society research scholar. It means a lot that the Irish Cancer Society has recognised the importance of this study. And in addition, because the logistics of carrying out a research study on this scale are so difficult, being able to say that the Irish Cancer Society, that they're supporting the research, is really helpful for me as well.
My name is Claire Donahue. I'm one of the researchers with Trinity College Dublin with the Institute for Molecular Medicine at St James's Hospital. My Irish Cancer Society research scholarship is involved in determining the ways in which obesity influences cancer development and progression. Being obese is an increasingly common condition in Irish society. We know that common cancers such as bowel cancer and esophageal cancer are linked with being obese, but we don't know how this occurs or why it occurs. I hope my research will help define the mechanisms by which obesity influences cancer development. We also know that obesity leads to worse outcomes from cancer, and if I can help establish the mechanism by which obesity influences cancer progression, we could develop new treatments that would help people who are obese and who develop cancer.
My name is Christine White. I'm doing my research at the Molecular Pathology Lab at the Coombe Women and Infants University Hospital. I received an Irish Cancer Society scholarship for research that will be focused on looking at biomarkers to identify women at high risk of developing cervical cancer. The human papillomavirus is a very important factor in cervical cancer and is found in 99% of cases. We are looking at this as a marker to identify these women. It causes abnormal changes in the cells of the cervix that can lead on to development of cancer. It also increases a protein called P16 in cervical cancer cells, and these will act as a marker to the human papillomavirus infection. We're also looking at the effects of smoking in cervical cancer and the development and progression of the disease. Well, in my research, which is carried out under Survive It, I hope to achieve improved diagnosis options for women who have cervical precancer, and this will help doctors and clinicians when it comes to the follow-up of women who are at high risk. They can follow these up more closely, where women at low risk can remain in routine screening. And this is going to prevent over-aggressive treatment and lengthy follow-ups, and will reduce the cost of the health service provider.
We've already seen what can be achieved with a relatively small amount of funding into cancer research. With the additional funding of basic research that has happened over the last few years here in Ireland, we're absolutely convinced that cancer research in Ireland can achieve many things for patients with cancer. And for that reason, we really want to continue funding into cancer research, and in particular to focus our funding on cancer researchers.